everybody, what is up? Welcome back to another Lock Boss show and giveaway. Kip, how's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. I've always wondered, when I say the intro lately, I've been like, why do I say hashtag Lock Boss show and giveaway? I think you're supposed to leave out the hashtag, right?
Hey, it's your show. You can run it how you want to.
I went to public school, so it takes me,
right.
3 years to be like, oh, hey, I probably shouldn't do that.
Go fine tune it.
Exactly. But hey, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you to all of you who are here as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through the first part of the show, and then we're going to get to Q&A time with Kip. So go ahead if you have any questions or you want to talk about things, go ahead and put them in the comments, and we will talk about them. Of course, I'm drinking Topo Chico. I got one there for Kip as well. Cheers. Cheers to all you. Oh, I love that first sip.
Not bad at all.
Pretty good. All right, guys. So, hey, let's go ahead and hop into the show here, go over a few things, and then, Kip, let's have some fun talking.
Sounds good to me.
All right, here we go. All right, so posts of the week. What is on your Christmas wish list? It's a good one, Kip. So, Kip, as a matter of fact, this is an unscripted show, and you have no idea I was going to ask you these questions, but what's on your Christmas wish list?
My Christmas wish list, locksmith-wise, would eventually be probably one of these things sitting behind me, the fancy key machines, as I call them. But and I'd like to update programmers, things like that. It's a constant evolution. So
yeah. How about non-Christmas or non-locksmith related?
Non-locksmith related. That's a tough one. I'm very blessed in my life. I've been lucky. There's a lot of people who have it worse than I do, but I'd like a house for Christmas, and in this market right now, that's difficult. That's where I'm trying to get into a home. So,
okay,
that's my goal. But I'll do that for myself. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to do things on your own. So, yeah,
cool, very cool.
Renting.
Oh yeah. Let's see here. All right, next up. So this picture is from Shadow Mountain. All right, so he says, that Nomad key duplicator looks great next to our Triton Plus back in the shop. How cool is that? Kip, that's a pretty good setup right there. Nomad, Punch, Triton Plus. That's a beautiful pick, Ryan. And I tell you what, Ryan, as a matter of fact, I know you've been doing a lot of stuff. I've noticed that you've got a new van. You got this shop you're working on. If you would love to come on and talk about it here in the future, that'd be fun to do so. So go ahead and definitely reach out. That'd be fun. Oops. So I was like, I clicked the button 2 times here.
He just needs to get some brass all over that counter, and it'll be completely, broken in there.
Isn't that the truth?
It's too clean. Yeah. It's too clean.
Hey, but you know what? You have to take a picture like that, at least once.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Because it'll never be that few of key shavings on there ever
I would
again.
do the same thing. Get it while it's pretty, because it's not going to be later.
Yes. Good stuff. All right, this next one comes from John F. He says, received part of my shipment today, a great Lock Boss package. 1 new key machine down, 2 more I want in 2023. John, well, hey, first of all, I just want to say thank you for your purchase, and with you, Ryan, as well. I appreciate the support. And John, what are those other 2 key machines? I'd love to hear what those actually are. Thanks for sending that picture in, though. I love seeing the big bro sitting right there, too. It's good. All right. Next up. All right. So this is from Tim's Sharpening. He sent me a big old bag of gummy bears. I don't know if you guys remember.
Huge bag.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And Kip, I have a confession, okay? And that is, I probably ate a lot of those, and they'll probably be with me the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Right.
That's a gut ache.
That is a lot. I tell you what, they were good. Hey, but we did, after I ate them for the first day, I shared them. Yeah.
That works.
I shared mine for the first
Gotta
day.
hoard a little to
Yeah.
yourself.
Well, I mean, you start eating one, the stuff with that, like as soon as it hits your mouth and gets your brain all excited, you just want to keep eating them.
Oh, yeah.
You agree?
Anything that's good, yes, it's hard to stop.
Yeah. So, but anyways, Tim Sharpening, thank you so much for sending those in. So last live, he was actually asking if I received the package, and I hadn't yet. That next day, there it was. Very, very
Nice.
good. All right, let's go to comment of the week. Oh, hey, Tim Sharpening's on live. There you go. Let me pop a comment up there. Yummy. He says, hey, thank you again. That's very, very nice of you. And everyone here loved him as well. All right. Comment of the week is from Joseph Leonard. He says, that is really messed up. That happened to you, Kip. I hope everyone watching this video takes your advice seriously, and I hope you can recoup your losses. That never happens, and I hope that never happens again to you or anyone else. You are in my prayers. So, Joseph,
Agreed.
that's
and thank you.
Very nice, very kind. All right, Kip. So here we are. So let's just back up a moment here, and that is on Sunday we released the video where I sat down with Kip and we talked about your van getting stolen. It sucks.
It does.
And we kind of went through the whole thing. We saw the footage, right? We can talk a little bit about what happened after we got done filming, right?
Yeah.
But so of course it sucks, but what I really appreciated was the stuff, Kip, that you shared. And how many of the people who watched the video and commented on and like how maybe they took it a little bit more seriously.
Yeah.
Right. That potential. I mean, this is North Idaho up here. I mean, I don't know about you, maybe you changed now, but I pretty much view this as a very, not so crime area. I mean,
I agree. I feel the same way. And I was shocked. And it's one of those, maybe it was a little too comfortable. And hopefully I prevented somebody else from getting their van stolen or something.
And I was actually talking to Tanner, and I guess you guys live fairly close, right? And it was just weird to think, this happened pretty close to Tanner's house as well.
That was one of my first thoughts that day. After I kind of calmed down, I was like, man, I should probably let Tanner know because he's pretty close. So he can just double check. I didn't know if he had cameras or anything, just so he could make sure that he's not compromised, So.
Yeah. So, Kip, I want to say that probably for all of you watching, if you have any questions for Kip, or want to talk about anything, that's a great time to send those in and we'll ask him. But Kip, so something that I got out of, okay, so we did the show together, and I was like, some of what Kip is saying actually could apply to my own life if something like that was ever to happen. Mm-hmm. And so I went and bought some of these. This Apple, what do they call these? Air tag?
Yeah.
Right? So it's an air tag, okay? And this one is actually going into my truck after live today.
Right.
Just to have it in there. Sure. Just why not? I mean, they're cheap. Or I don't even know how much this was, about a pack of them, how much they are individually. But they're cheap enough to where I can take this, put it in my truck, and just let the battery run dead, And
easily hidden, too.
And easily, I'm going to put it in a weird spot.
Oh, that's what I've done already.
Yeah.
So I got creative.
Did you?
Just in case. So.
And something else I did is I realized, my golf clubs, right? I have a decent amount of money invested in my clubs.
Sure.
And it's weird when you think about it. After we got done filming, I was like, I just like grab my clubs, throw them outside the clubhouse, go inside, have some food or whatever.
Yeah.
And they can easily be stolen.
Oh, absolutely.
And so
you just walk up and grab them.
And so I've already registered one of these, and I put it in a weird spot in my golf bag.
There you go.
Now, I don't know if it'll ever I hope we never even have to check it, right? But it may not bulletproof it, but I have a better opportunity. So I just thank you for sharing that, because up until then, I would have never thought about putting one of these little guys in anything I have.
Yeah, and that's what I did with trackers. I actually put them in places where once it was sealed up, you could not get to it without considerable labor and time spent. You know what I mean? Like screwed down under stuff, in stuff, It's like, no, I'm going to make it difficult for you if you happen to think of that. If you're going to get into my van again, you're going to have to look. It's going to be an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to say, I appreciate you just taking the time to share what happened. I know it's kind of weird to talk about it in more of a public setting. So I appreciate you being willing to do that. And the cool part is how many people got something out of it.
I'm glad they did.
Especially with these little guys. Is this kind of similar to what you have?
Yeah, mine's, I started with the tile and then I had to upgrade because the basic tile doesn't have GPS tracking. You have to get the GPS tiles. They're a little more expensive.
Okay.
And what I didn't know is once you go into I lost something mode, it'll turn on all the tiles around that area.
Okay.
And they talk to each other and they'll search.
Yeah.
To find that tile.
That's
and
cool.
I didn't know that until I started playing around with it. So it's a little bit of an education. But,
yeah. So, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about for a minute what happened. Okay, so we got done filming, and I was like, hey, Kip, do you have some of that footage? Because we played, some of that footage in that video.
Yeah.
And as I was watching the footage, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, it was funny because I actually saw you start to get irritated as you were watching it. Like, you're like, this really doesn't make me happy at all. And I've never seen PJ get really elevated like that. And the more he watched it, the more annoyed he got with the whole situation. And he was like, no, we've got to figure something out here. Let me play with this for a minute, and started reviewing the video.
Yeah. And so then what I did is I started with what it is. I took the footage and I sent it to two of our graphic artists / video editors, one who works remote and then one who works in this building. And I sent them both to them. I'm like, hey, let's get the plate, right? And I wanted them to work independently of each other to hopefully figure out whatever they could figure out.
Sure.
Independently, and then maybe piece it together or at least keep it unbiased.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we got 4 of the 7 numbers.
Yeah, we did. And I just want to say right there that even if it doesn't go anywhere, I want to appreciate you taking the time and using your resources to do it. I did not expect that in any way, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I felt, as you said, as I start watching it, and I'm like, Kip, you can kind of see the license plate.
I know, it was right there.
It's right there. And I'm like a dog with a bone, right? I'm like, you know what? Screw this. We have got to figure this out.
It was funny to watch you work because the more you went in, the more you rabbit holed. And it was like, no, we got to figure this out.
Yeah, we got to figure something out. So the good part is we figured out 4 of the letters. You turn that over to the authorities. And I mean, we're still not
crickets. That's the word I would say.
I know.
And I confirmed that it was received. Nothing.
So, I mean, I guess the part that really bothered me watching that footage after we got done filming was there's your van, turning around the corner, and then behind it was that follow car. And
it's not even fun to watch someone driving your van. I mean, I was very irritated just seeing that guy drive my van around the corner.
Yeah.
And here comes the girlfriend following him. I'm assuming it was a girlfriend or whatever, but yeah, must have been his lookout or something.
But yeah, it's just frustrating. And I wish we could just solve it. I mean, it just in this area, nowhere really, but it's I feel like we're so close.
I do too.
Right?
I feel the same way.
And I don't know, I still have all this urgency about it.
Well, a lot of the legwork has been done for for people that they didn't have to do. And that's the frustrating part is you did more in 24 to 36 hours than what was done in 2 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's tough, but man, not fun. Let's kind of look through the comments here. Let's see. One what's interesting about that, Kip, is so actually Doug Kimber, now that I bring this up here, so Doug Kimber, a community member, sent me an article actually a few days ago, and there was a break-in, a Locksmith van got stolen, like I think same make model as yours, essentially.
Okay.
In Oregon.
Wow.
And the Locksmith Ledger did a little story on it, and it was pretty much the van got stolen. The next day, they reported it. I believe the next day, someone called them, 30 miles away in like another little town or something, complaining that the van was parked there overnight or something along that effect. Next thing you know, the person who called in, some woman got in the van and started driving it. They called the cops, pulled them over. The guy got his van back, and the person got arrested.
That is beautiful.
I mean, that's a crazy story.
I like the ending of that story.
Yes.
Especially because they caught somebody.
Yes.
So
it's just hard to not it's hard that person who did that is still out there.
Yeah, and now it's situational awareness. Made a couple of upgrades, changed a couple of things to, if anything, slow them down.
Absolutely. And so let's talk about those kill switches a little bit. So some of the questions are about talk us through, if someone's not familiar with what a kill switch is.
So basically what you're doing is just killing the power to the door. So the only downside is, there's a couple of different kill switches. You could put one under the hood. So you can basically sever the power for the whole van as far as starting up. Or you can do what I did and you put one on each door, because I've got a separation from my cab to the rest of the van, which I think is important. If you don't have one, you should get one. Because again, if you don't have anything up front, you're going to at least slow them down to getting in to get your equipment and everything else.
Yeah.
So I rekeyed the van. My ignition is separate. The doors are separate from that. And then I put a kill switch on the side door and the back door. So in the evening, I just go out and I flip that switch and it's down to where nobody can get to it. So then there's no power to the door. So they can't just open the front door of my van and hit the unlock button because everything's electronic locks.
Yeah. So
that just kills the power to the back compartments and doors so that they can't just unlock it, open the van up and go for it.
So let me kind of recap this a little different, make sure I understand. So essentially, if this were to happen again and they stole your van and they drove off with it and they parked it somewhere and then they went to get all the stuff in the back, it's not as easy as just hit unlock.
Right.
They're essentially going to have to bust a window.
Yeah. Or know how to defeat a lock or something
like that.
They're going to have a little bit more skill set.
Yeah. So it could slow them down, probably confuse them a little bit.
Right. And they're going to have to stand outside the vehicle. That's my big thing. And criminals don't like standing outside anything for too long if they're breaking into something because they get tweaky about getting seen.
Yeah.
So if you see a guy, doesn't have a locksmith shirt on or something and starts looking shady, trying to get into the door lock, maybe somebody will notice.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll slow them down. It's like anything, you can't 100% prevent that from happening, but
yeah,
time is your friend if you can slow them
down. Something interesting too is if you think about it, that your van was stolen and it was taken to a apartment complex that people live in, like a
mile away.
A mile away, and it looks like a pretty, I don't know where exactly it is, but it looked like it's a fairly decent sized complex. Yep. And so isn't that kind of weird?
It is, and we think they didn't know about the cameras around the back side of the complex because they're very well hidden.
Okay.
So we think that's why because when they came in, they went all the way around the back side of the complex and parked over here. Because I think they thought they were avoiding the cameras in the office.
Okay.
Because they should have just went like this and parked here.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking is they went all the way around to avoid. They had no idea those cameras were there.
Gotcha. But at the same time, like, if you're gonna have to like ransack this van and pull everything out, isn't it kind of weird to do that in an apartment complex parking
You
lot?
would think so.
At 6 a.m. What it was like 6:15 or something by the time they.
Yeah, it was. They pulled in at around 6, and I think they were gone by 6:45. So he sat inside my van for 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
And like if you think about it, that time, that's really not that crazy. Like that's a lot of people are either up going to work, walking their dog, or jogging, whatever. It just seems so bizarre to me that you would go where there's that many people who I'm guessing for the most part are familiar with everybody.
Well, I think there's one thing is, as I said, I don't think they thought there was cameras. And I actually went and asked people, knocked on doors, said, hey, did you see anybody here? Have you seen this person going to and from this complex? You know, do they live here? You never know. They're like, no, you know, that's funny. I saw that your van's sitting out there, but I didn't see anybody. So, I mean, what are you going to do? It doesn't hurt to ask, right?
Yeah.
And I think that the important thing is he had the lookout, but I think the big thing was he knew that there was a headlight out.
Uh-huh.
And I think I was waiting till the next morning to fill my gas tank because I'd just driven all the way to Avery, Idaho the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And it was late coming back. And I'm like, I'm not going to get gas tonight, you know? So I think that actually saved me getting my van back is they couldn't drive it very far. It's like, man, I got a broken out headlight. If I get pulled over, you know, plus I'm out of gas. I don't want to stop at a gas station. They have cameras.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but maybe at least that helped me get my van back and it wasn't a complete and total loss.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, you know, the good part is I see it up front and, you know, you're back after it.
I am.
So that's good. Got the kill switch in here. So a few people are asking about a fuel pump kill switch. Are you familiar at all with those?
I am. That's kind of the thing that you could put under the hood. You can run a relay up and you just got to open the hood and disable it. You want to hide it kind of. I thought about doing that, and I may still, you know, coming into the summer or something when things get busy, we get more tourists. But I've also thought about where I park my van, where I put it at nights. We'll just say it's a lot more shielded.
Okay.
And there's cameras on it now and everything else. So
yeah,
you know, I mean, you can go hard with the security and everything. At some point, you've just got to go on with life and deal with it. But I might still do that fuel pump option or something similar.
Uh-huh.
I have a really good friend who's a mechanic / fabricator, and he's come up with a couple ideas he wants to try. So we're going to tinker.
Oh, cool. So that'd be fun. Vernon has a little thing he put in here, which is interesting. Says I put my business cards inside of my machines and programmers. So if they show up at a pawn shop, they can be opened up and prove that they are mine. And all my hand tools. That's that's good. That's like a little bit of alpha there.
Yeah, you can do that, and they actually make a UPC sticker. Milwaukee makes a UPC sticker now that you can put inside things like that.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, a QR code. I shouldn't say UPC, but you can scan it, and it's numbered. It's got a serial number on it, and that's what a lot of people are doing.
It is. I need to look into that. That might be. So it's essentially a QR code that proves ownership.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could essentially, like on a Triton here, put it in some weird spot.
Yep. And you scan it into the app. So you've already got it. It's already in the app under your information and everything. So you can walk up and say, hey, no, see, there it is. It's already on file.
Really?
And yeah, it's pretty neat. And it irritates me because I kept getting my chargers for my drill stolen. Like I'd leave them at a job site on the big job and go to lunch and come back, and my drill charger's gone. It's like, seriously. So I was actually talking about putting those in already. You know,
Okay.
I wish I would have done it sooner. But
Yeah, very interesting. So, what you know what it's called off the top of your head? I'm looking up afterwards.
I don't. They're not very expensive.
That's by Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee. I think there's a few different makers, but I know Milwaukee makes them. I was looking into them.
Okay.
And yeah, they're just like a heavy duty sticker, almost like what you would put on your license plates.
Okay.
When you renew it every year, it's kind of a metallic type thing. So
Okay.
Built to last, basically.
Cool. Well, very good.
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah, those are good suggestions, aren't they? I think, a lot of times just putting all of our heads together and talking about something really stirs stuff up. I mean, I have you to, if we wouldn't have that conversation, I wouldn't have these air tags. I have,
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I would love to put some booby traps in there, but that probably wouldn't go over so well with the ones I would put in. But it's always good to have situational awareness and stay on your toes. I learned a lesson from it. Not happy about it, but it could have been worse.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. It almost seems nowadays the vehicles that don't have transponder keys or something like that seem to be more of it's like easy pickings a little bit, huh?
Right.
So we may have to do these extra steps. It's just a bummer.
Yeah.
Absolute bummer. But well, Kip, thank you so much for coming on and chatting about it. Thank you everyone for your questions and suggestions as well. That's really cool.
Yeah. If you have more questions after, just send them to PJ and I'll be happy to answer them, or I can look on the live later. So
very cool. Very cool. All right. Let's see here. All right. So let's go ahead and move into this week's Lock Boss winners. How about that? Now, of course, before we announce them, let's all get on the same page, which is what to do if you win. You're going to email us your shipping info to sales@CLKsupplies.com or call us at 800-848-6989 and we'll send your gifts soon. How to win? Just comment on our videos with the hashtag LockBoss. Winners will be chosen from the previous week's videos. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and announce this week's winners. You want to announce the names, Kip?
Sure.
All right. Here we go. Little drum roll. Winner number 1.
Jay Ybarra.
Congratulations, Jay. Winner number 2 is
EDM Security.
EDM Security. Congratulations. Winner number 3 is
Joseph Stein.
Joseph Stein. Congrats. Here we go. Winner number 4 is
PR Marshall.
Congratulations. And last but not least, winner number 5 is
Willie McCoy.
Willie McCoy. Congratulations. And
Congratulations, guys.
Of course, this month we got our order $350 or more, and you get a free Diamond Beanie and CLK tape lanyard. How about that? So, all right. Well, guys, that's what we had in store tonight. Kip, once again, thanks for taking the time to come hang out, talk about it. And I tell you what, if that person ever gets busted, we got to do a follow-up.
There's going to be a follow-up,
right? I mean, I'm sure hoping. I mean, I'm. After, the first few hours of looking at that license plate stuff, I'm like, we got to bust these people.
Yeah, I agree.
But the only downside, like we were talking about, right, is the vehicle, that follow vehicle is literally the make, model, year range of the most stolen vehicle in America.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a possibility the plates, for all we know, the cops authorities typed it in and saw it went to like a, 2012 Hyundai or something.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
Still be nice to know, though.
It would be nice to know.
An update would be good.
It would. Absolutely. So good stuff, everybody. Well, hey, thank you for coming and hanging out and hanging with Kip here. And congratulations to all of the winners this week. We'll see you back, same place, same time. Oh, and by the way, before you guys get off, almost, Kip, I don't have anything scripted here.
No.
So sometimes I forget. I mean,
No.
Those are some notes from a video coming out, which is pretty spicy. If you look at, do you see what those are? Oh, Kip, I want to actually show, hey guys, watch this. I'm going to show Kip the mat. Okay, I'm going to show Kip the mat. He hasn't even seen it yet. Now, I just got to do it in a way that no one else can see, okay? Hold on here. Let's have a little fun. So I'm going to move this over. Okay, so this is our new mat we're going to be coming out with.
I like it. I actually like it better than the other one. Not that I didn't like the other one, but because I have one.
Yeah, so if you look at like this here,
mm-hmm.
I can't say what it is because people would know. What do you think about that texture in there? Can you see that?
Here, let me reach over off camera. Oh, yeah. I think that's a good upgrade.
It is. Look how with this, you can do more than just basic.
Oh, yeah.
But that's it. So you have to tell everybody, I've been teasing them.
The colors are awesome, too. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
So,
nice.
That's that.
I got to see it before you guys did.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I mean, they've been giving me, I've been teasing them now for months.
Sorry, guys.
And how
did you see this comment here? Hey, Kip, you're bigger than PJ. Grab it and show it.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd like that too much.
Oh my gosh, that's good. I'll tell you what, it's going to be, it'll be fun having that release. So, you're bigger than PJ. That's a good one. Yeah. Okay, Kip, grab it and hold it up.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I've been teasing. Yeah, I've been teasing them, showing them little bits and pieces. But that's what we got going on. So hopefully, do you think it's going to be worth the wait?
Oh, I think so. I think it's really neat. I like it.
It's good.
Absolutely.
There's some upgraded features on there.
Yeah.
Clean looking, isn't it?
Oh, it's very clean looking. I think the texture thing you showed me is probably one of the most impressive parts.
Yes. I mean, I absolutely, that's actually my favorite part.
Yep.
But what I love more, and I hope that you can see that in that mat, is like we didn't build it. It's easy to kind of take those and want to build them as just like this advertisement, you know. I get it. I mean, we're guilty of that as well, right? But I hope with this one, people feel it's more to be worked on.
Sometimes less is more.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
I agree.
So, all right, everybody. Well, hey, if you haven't already, okay, make sure, so many of you have, but send your picture in for the special present that we're doing for all of you. So if you haven't sent your picture in, make sure you do that to sales@CLKsupplies.com. Just send us any picture of you with your van, you by yourself, you with whatever, and we'll make sure to include it. I mean, only have a few more days for that, but it'd be awesome if you did. So anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday evening. My daughter and I, she's getting dropped off here in a few minutes, and every Tuesday we go out to dinner. Oh, because
nice.
my wife and her two other kids are out. They have dance and stuff.
Okay.
So we have nothing to do. So we're like, hey, so we've been going out to dinner. We're going to Texas
awesome.
Roadhouse tonight.
Ah,
it's a good one.
Yeah.
I told her we can only go if you encourage me to not eat those rolls.
Oh man, that's difficult.
That's difficult, isn't it?
The rolls and the ribeye.
Yes.
That's very difficult.
It is. But anyways, hey, I hope all of you have a wonderful evening. You as well, Kip.
Thank you, Peter.
And we'll see y'all same time, same place, same time next Tuesday. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.